5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. OG's turn to ban. Radiant team ban.
Chef! 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 Chef!
OG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. OG's turn to pick. Radiant team pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Bad Rider!
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for our final series of the night for the EU qualifiers. It is, of course, MLP Dota, joined by John Expired, John, excuse me, Aachen City Esports. I was trying to pronounce them properly, this name, which I should be able to, John, because I have that racial background, I suppose, but Aachen City Esports versus OG. Should be a very fun one. Of course, OG have been performing very well throughout these qualifiers. So Aachen City definitely wanting to pick up this win. It will definitely help their chances in these
10 seconds
standings at the moment. I have to ask you though, it is our last qualifier, last game. I know you're a bit tired, John, but how do you feel?
I'm feeling great, Mike. You know, I was watching chat, and chat is calling this out, alright? If Aachen wins, and if Alliance wins against TFT, basically, chat is asking right now, this is not a very positive thing, but chat is asking right now for OG and TFT to throw so Liquid doesn't make it in. And that is the scary thing here right now. If Aachen takes this game against OG, if Alliance in the parallel game wins against TFT, Liquid is just out. There is no tiebreaker to be made. But if they both drop their games, if both of these teams drop their games, it's a three-way tie. If just one of these teams drop their games, it's a one-on-one tie between Liquid. So the two games running right now are really pivotal for Liquid's future in these qualifiers.
Thank you for that, John. I mean, I would appreciate if you got these answers instead of relying on the chat to give us these answers, John, but thank you very much for that. By the way, shout out to the dude that apparently likes the way I say John. Tweeted at me. Thank you very much for that. I do have a nice way of saying your name, don't I, John? I say it quite a lot, don't I, John? Anyway, Aachen City Esports OG. The draft has started, John. Enough playing around. Batrider Winter Wyvern was the pick. Doom and Nyx Assassin coming out for the side of OG. Pretty standard openings, though. Aachen really prioritizing the Batrider and the Winter Wyvern. And it almost seems kind of strange watching two heroes being picked up that are just flying.
Yeah,
It's not very often you see that.
I was going to point out, it just seems so weird seeing their wings flap so close together. I'm not used to that. And quite frankly, it's freaking me out a bit, so I'm just going to stare at OG's draft a bit more. OG, Doom, Nyx Assassin opening, really stable, doesn't quite say too much about what they want to do. We have seen the Doom as support, we have seen the Nyx as support as well. We have seen the Doom on offlane, of course. So you have that option for OG. I don't know how to feel about the Doom Nyx Assassin duo. I don't think that works out quite well, so more than likely we're going to see the Doom on offlane. But Aachen, of course, with that Bat Rider and Winter Wyvern, again, both flapping their wings, just kind of offending my senses. It's a stable opening. It's not too surprising. The Bat Rider, of course, probably being picked in response to a future Drow pickup from OG. There is no Drow ban out, so they just preemptively pick up that Bat Rider to work for a possible Drow pickup from OG. Yeah, I mean, again, it's rather strange. We're seeing another game where Drow is completely bypassed in the first and second ban phase.
Certainly so. It looks like the meta's just kind of changed. In Europe anyway, just nobody cares for Drow anymore. It's not even worth banning, apparently, so there you have it. The Kunkka is picked up by Aachen City.
10 seconds remaining.
Nice little pick up there. Pretty standard stuff. Just really helps with those team fights. Of course, the run buff. Always going to be good. Everything else that comes with it. OG, though. Third pick for them. They haven't really shown us much yet from this draft. I do wonder. What core do we see coming out? Or do we just see another support because the Doom may just be the core for the offlane? They'll bring up the Anatrol Warlord. And of course, we did see his performance. Yesterday we saw it and it was pretty darn fantastic from Ana. Pretty unstoppable. Of course, we did just see Ace as well playing the Troll Warlord and looked pretty unstoppable himself. So it looks like the Drow's out and the Troll's back.
Yeah, that does kind of make sense. It's a much more OG-styled hero, and definitely something that we have seen Ana play a fair bit, so no surprises there. It just kind of works out quite well. Can kind of deal with the damage coming out from Aachen as well. Going to be a bit of an issue if you will get that Winter's Curse on an ally. The Troll will melt them down. So it's something to watch out for. The damage buildup isn't quite there yet for OG. I feel like they definitely need to draft a bursty mid, maybe, to take care of at least the Kunkka, maybe even that Winter Wyvern, because the sustain from Aachen is quite strong, right? You have the boat buff, of course, as you mentioned, just prolonging that fight. On top of that Cold Embrace, it's really a lot to deal with, and we saw that to great effect just in the last game. The Winter Wyvern doing a lot of work, and we haven't seen the Kunkka pop out again and again, holding out these fights, saving their cores with just that run buff.
Well, Aachen City, we'll see what they follow up with now. 1 minute reserve time left for them. Wonder where they head with this. Of course, again, there is a fair bit of pressure on them to try and pull off a win, and it does kind of depend, though. Like, Chat did have a very good point. Oh, Omni Knight comes out, and John, the thing is with the Omni, right? We've seen it so many times. When this is picked up, it tends to have super good success. Just being run, teams aren't ready for it. Maybe they're not used to it anymore, and it just tends to be unkillable. It tends to have too much healing and auras being thrown out for his team.
10 seconds remaining.
I have great confidence when I see an Omni Knight.
It's more of the fact that you have the Omni Knight, you have the Kunkka, and the Winter Wyvern. That's 3 heroes with insane sustain. It's actually a very big issue for OG now to get that burst going in prolonged fights. I don't think you're going to be able to kill any of these heroes now. Just way too much sustain with all these picks from Aachen. I mean, we've seen this before, a draft that had the Winter Wyvern, the Kunkka, and I believe the Omni Knight. We've seen these exact 3 heroes together before?
Wait a minute. Alright, so mid-troll? Is that what we're seeing? And they'll put the Jug instead in the safe lane? Or maybe just put the Jug instead in the mid lane?
I mean, it's possible, right? We've seen Jug in mid before. I think the Troll is definitely much comfier there, but who plays what hero?
10 seconds
None of this really strikes me as a Topson hero.
OG's turn to ban.
Definitely the case. It's not really one of those heroes you'd see Topson on that often. Then again, it is Thompson. He can play a lot of heroes, John. So, sure, a lot of confidence in this man to pick up one of these heroes and do a pretty good job. OG, final ban for them, of course, Aachen City, they did end up getting rid of the Grimstroke, so
10
they're thinking that is a
remaining.
core Doom, and they do need another support or a position 5 on the side of OG that
5
still is
seconds
not
remaining.
picked up. Reserve time can start ticking down for this last ban. What do you think OG is up to here?
I think the main thing is confusing Aachen right now. Because sure as hell they're not sure what's going to go on now. They're not sure what the mid matchup will be, what safe lane they're going to have to pressure. And it's just such a big spanner in the works that it's going to disrupt Aachen's last pick for sure.
OG's turn to pick.
Alright, they'll get rid of the PA. Fair enough. Definitely don't want that PA in conjunction with the Omni and the Conquer. How do you finish this off, your OG? Do you need a position 5 right now? Or is it just going to be the core Doom?
I reckon it's gonna be the core Doom. You can't have Doom Nyx as your support duo when you're running a troll jug.
10
Definitely
seconds
way too
remaining.
greedy. Gonna have to have someone selfless on OG side, and
5
I did check it out.
seconds
Thompson did play troll for OG like 5 days ago, so if that is probably gonna be the mid here, which makes a bit more sense. It does fare a bit better in that mid. But again, you do still have some flexibility in that pick.
G.
Radiant team pick.
Disruptor.
Okay, they'll go ahead for the Disruptor. So that was a position 5 we were rating on. They will run the core Doom in the off lane. I do agree. It probably will just be a mid troll, the Jug safe lane by Anna. Aachen City, though, what is their position 1? What are they finishing off with?
It's hard to say. Like, the PA ban out from OG is pretty
10
darn good.
seconds
I feel like that
remaining.
hero would have had a pretty good time. Just blinking in with all the heals you
5
have, with all
seconds
the
remaining.
auras you have going on. Just great single target control. Not too many options left, admittedly. The Raid King's gone. Of course, the 2 biggest melee cores are taken up by OG as well. And the Morphling's banned out from Aachen, so really not too much that pops into mind. Something like a Lifestealer could come out, but I don't think that
for the
really
AM as
slots
well.
in. The aim does work out.
Yeah.
It does work out. You are picking it into the Doom, which a lot of cases is a bit wonky. You can kind of get zoned out, and you can suffer a bit with that Doom. Just him jumping in by surprise, of course, with that Doom, locking you in. You can't escape. Guaranteed kill. Could be a bit of an issue, but you have a lot of sustain from your allies anyway.
Now
Uh-oh.
select your heroes.
How do we keep forgetting about this, man? Of course they're going to go down the Terrorblade route. V-Tune, he'll jump on that. Junction with Bunnick on that Omni and DM on that Kunkka. Even Ignat with the Cold Embrace coming out from the Winter Wyvern. V-Tune is going to be a relatively hard hero to kill. And especially with that very high armor, because they haven't got a way to really get through that with the Juggle Troll.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time for that Terrorblade. You don't really have great magical burst coming out from OG. I guess the Nyx is pretty good magical burst, you could argue. Not the best. Definitely not what you think of when you think of magical burst, but that's the best way they have of dealing with V-Tune early on. So we'll see if Jarex does get the levels he needs to hunt down V-Tune. Otherwise, you know, he should have a fairly good run. Just with all the sustain that Aachen has. You know, the heals coming out from the Omni, from Winter Wyvern, the delay from that boat buff, the Sunder coming out. It's going to be a bit of an issue to pick off V-Tune.
But overall, I will ask you, John, if Aachen win this game, if OG win, then there is a potential for a tiebreaker match after. What do you think the odds are Aachen can pull off this win? Just by draft.
Just by draft, I do actually give it to Aachen. Like, I do like their draft more. We've seen this kind of combination before. Just 3 heroes that has insane sustain. And that itself is enough to give me a lot of confidence in drafting Aachen. It's gonna be a bit of a rough time if they don't hit their timing. Like, you are playing up against two hard carries that can scale really well into the late game. So you definitely don't want to wait too long.
Prepare for battle.
Oh, this is going to be a fun game to cast. What the hell are these guys doing? Walking down the mid lane as 5 right now. Oh, this is going to be one of those games to cast, huh? So all I'm going to hear is these voice lines. The high fives look like they've begun down at the bot lane, John OG. It'll smoke up. Hobson. Pretending he's a ninja right now on the troll. Their way, trying to look for somebody, but he's going to show up, and even Aachen has the exact same idea.
30 seconds to battle.
So again, they're going to run into absolutely nobody, apart from perhaps Seb, but he looks like he's in a pretty safe position right now. I say that, he's thinking about peeking down towards that route. Seb, don't do it. All heroes around him, but they haven't really got a way to break the distance. And now Seb will spot out LeBron. They'll start off with a sticky napalm, but I imagine he'll be okay. Just secure that bot, the bounty rune at the top lane. Side of OG will do the exact same down at the bot lane. See Anna and Jerax actually just waiting for somebody that they can harass down at this bot lane, but nobody's there, so they're just going to go ahead and block the creep wave instead. You'll see LeBron is actually going to be the one in the safe lane at the moment as the Bat Rider, but doesn't really have a partner there. Punic is apparently in the mid lane right now. Going to have to run his way down.
Yeah, there is a lot of potential with this duel of the Omni Knight and Bat Rider, just keeping LeBron alive as he goes deep. And we've seen LeBron play this Bat Rider. Of course, he does play really aggressive. He is, in fact, way too far forward.
Yeah, Thunderstrike will come out. They have the vision, and Anna will go for the spin. Impale will connect from Jerax, and that'll be first blood going to the way of Anna. No-Tail immediately throwing out the tips. No-Tail going to be chased down by Funnick. Funnick cannot do much. In fact, he hasn't even skilled up anything quite yet. Just going to hold on for the moment.
Yeah, and that's a nice start for OG, of course. Just having that nice early kill. They are looking to keep this to be a tri-lane. So the XP will be split quite a fair bit. That's probably the one big disadvantage here.
I suppose the thing is, though, when you have a Doom off lane, or in this case a safe lane, he can just take the lane by himself, because he does really just rely a lot on those Devours. They are going to run an aggressive tri-lane on the side of Aachen, though, as well, so they're going to try and make sure Seb gets shut down here on the Doom. Seb, 2 sticky napalm stacks, doesn't really have anywhere to go right now, though he is going to run through the tree line, but now the Firefly will come out from LeBron. Seb may be dead, although nice Infernal Blade and stun underneath the T1 tower. He may get lucky with the trade here on LeBron, though no, it would not be the case. Nice pick up there from the side of Aachen City.
Yeah, and just a 1-to-1 start so far. Again, both teams actually going for these aggro tries, and not something you see too often, really. It's just definitely a bit out of fashion nowadays. But as long as they keep finding this aggression, it will pay off.
Yarak's going to find himself a haste rune and start rotating over to what looks like the top lane. Seb not having the greatest time, again up against LeBron's Bat Rider. And even just the Ignat harassment coming out from the Winter Wyvern as well. Though Jerax, real cool opportunity here. Looks like he's just going to run around very, very quickly.
That does bring it down to dual lanes for OG, so EXP spread not going to be as rough for the sports. And, you know, Funnick should have some pressure relief, as I believe you will see a rotation soon, or if not, LeBron will just jungle. So there is that way as well for Aachen to execute this draft.
Terrorblade getting a lot of farm, although bot lane Funnick They were surrounding him, but he'll be alright. Right now though, V-Tune, and we've seen this man farm and how fast he can get the job done, but 22 last hits, he's already got 2 Wraith Bands that'll be out on him soon on the Terrorblade. It's one man you can't leave alone. It is V-Tune up the side of Aachen City.
The arts certainly give him... He's not having too hard of a time here. He does cop the Infernal Blade now, but the Metamorphosis comes out.
Yeah, Seb, gonna be chased down a bit. Nah, that Chilling Touch being very annoying. They haven't really got a way to shut him down in this lane. Probably just gonna have to accept the fact that he'll just continue farming fairly freely. Mid lane, Thompson is doing a fairly good job as well, though DM is keeping up with the last hits. Looks like both of them are just basically trading these last hits with each other. Notel being chased down here by Funnick right now at the bot lane. Looks like Funnick will be able to find the kill eventually, even with no Degen Aura. Notel just going to be trying to be as annoying as possible.
Regeneration.
This leaves Anna with a lot of free space in the bot lane, and Funnick not soaking any XP or gold. He's trying to cut Notel off now. Just a few mind games with each other. Now he'll run towards the west. Funnick not giving up on this. He really wants it. Notel even tipping while all this is going on. Now another kinetic field, the purification. He's going to get the deny off. He goes underneath the neutrals, but no, Funnick finds it. And Funnick tips him back. Meanwhile, top lane, it looks like they have found V-Tune. Going to make the chase here with the sticky napalm and Firefly. Though Seb would have already found him. LeBron trying to find the trade. Looks like they will be able to, though. LeBron may end up going down like the T1. Oh, he loses the Firefly as well. The creep finishes the job off. That's really unfortunate timing coming up for him. It'll be a 2-for-1 trade in the end. 3-for-3 overall in this game, though. Anna gonna chase Funnick down all the way to the shrine. And more tips will come out towards that Omni Knight.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like a bit of a rough start for Aachen. Sure, your V-Tune Terrorblade is doing alright up top. It's not doing as well as Anna, I have to point out. Anna is just not contested down here.
Top lane, V-Tune again. Gonna be jumped on here by Seb and Jerax, though. Looks like V-Tune will eventually be able to get his way out. Seb now gonna be chased down again by LeBron on that Batrine. In fact, Jerax is copying a lot of damage as well. They've got to get out of that fire. Spine Carapace will come out to stop the chase onto Seb, but he's already got 5 sticky napalm stacks. LeBron, though, he's going underneath that T1 again. He's going to lose his life, but he will find the trade on Seb. And it looks like he's more than happy with that trade.
They do manage to save V-Tune. That's the really big thing here for Aachen. Like, you're not going to be too unhappy about trading away LeBron. Of course, he does this every time. When he's on this Batrider, he's willing to play sacrificially. He trades a lot.
Bot lane, Funnick goes down. A nice X there from DM to stop the glimpse from occurring. And now Anna just wanting to get away. DM just needs to land one Tidebringer hit. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any dire creeps around him right now. They are going to TP to the shrine with Ignite as well. Anna, how well can he juke them out? He has to spin in just a moment and he will commit it. The Chilling Touch will not affect him too much. Now Kinetic Field as well. Anna still making a run for it, but they're TPing more down. Funnick will join in now, trying to find revenge. DM meanwhile cutting him off. Anna, he's just trying to juke them out the best he darn can. He runs to the tree line and the TP play. Oh, come on! They do find him. DM, the Tidebringer hit on the creeps will get him in the end. Notel could not help the cause, and in fact, that was a big Tidebringer hit onto Notel as well. Kinetic Field will be there to slow things down. Like, Notel surely should be able to get away, and he will.
That's a much-needed pressure applied onto Anna, and they really still haven't kept this guy in check. Pretty good in terms of that last hit board. Definitely not suffering too much from this off lane, and not...
It's going to be a big kill on V-Tune if they find him, though. He does stick charge up, and LeBron is going to try and help out. Ignite now. Going to rotate onto Jerax, and, well, the X-Boat going to fly in from DM as well. Spike Carapace, though, will block all the damage, and Jerax actually stick charges up, but misses the Impale. Will end up losing his life in the end.
Again, they managed to save V-Tune, which is really the pivotal thing here for Aachen, right? You don't want to be losing this Terrorblade early on. You want him to have a good start. You want him to have decent farm. He is forced out of that top lane now, so he's gonna have to jungle, find his gold. And that's not really the greatest news for Aachen. Of course, Vichun is trailing behind Ana right now. Not the greatest start for him.
Ana will go ahead and plant a tier 1 bot tower as well. Mid lane, looks like they are going to go for an attempt on DM, though Impel ends up missing. Glimpse will not be successful either. DM again very quick with the X on himself, and will be able to X himself back while this is going on. Seb is being chased down top lane. Flame break will end up connecting from LeBron. It's a lot of damage coming in. Again, those sticky napalms making him so much slower, and DM will join in and should be able to get the job done here. The boat's coming in with the X. Seb goes down. DM will pick up that kill for himself.
Yeah, and again, just good rotations all around from Aachen. One key thing that isn't quite working out is Vichun, with all the pressure applied to him compared to how much pressure Aachen applied to Ana. It's not much. Ana has had pretty much a great start here, and already taking out that tier 1 isn't actually backing off from that bot lane. Still gonna be getting that push on and getting that farm on in the lane, and it doesn't look like Aachen is set to contest this.
Top lane, Ron. And get glimpsed back here by No Tail. Seb there with the Infernal Blade as well. Though needs another second for the secondary. The LeBron still making a run for him, but Kinetic Field will find him. Jirax was there with the Impale just in case. Now we'll move up to the top banner rune spot where, of course, it will be up in about 5 seconds. The trying to find a way in there, but we'll have to let it go. They will still find 2 down at the bot spots anyway.
Yeah, again, a fair trade for those runes. Not losing too much, not gaining too much, but while all this time is spent, again, they leave Ana in the jug, just free farming bot, and he is growing bigger and bigger.
Not only Ana, but Hobson's just actually in front of Ana right now on the jug. So, I mean, both essentially position 1s of OG are farming way better than anyone else on the map right now. So it looks like they have found somebody. There was Ana in the jungle. He gets caught out this time around. Ron did commit the lasso for that one, but it's well worth it to try and just slow that man down on the jug. Ron, of course, going straight with the tips onto low tail.
It really is a worthwhile kill. That was the first. Oh, nice glimpse back this time.
Yeah, DM will take a trip back. He didn't have the X available, it seems like. No tail. Oh, you're starting this this BM war against OG of all teams, thinking you're gonna win in the end. Not sure about that one.
You know, I want to point out, Mike, DM is actually going for that Shadow Blade first. It's not an item we see too often with Kunkkas nowadays. We usually see the drums come out, of course, but this time around, with that Shadow Blade, it does give him a bit more burst damage to deal with OG, and gives him a little bit more in terms of escape as well.
I suppose it's very, like you said, it's very rare we see it. How well it pays off for him. Jirax goes through to the mid lane, but does get protection and will get scouted out. If that was just the tier 2 tower that he was under. Hobson has not stopped farming on the troll, still doing a great job of it at 6.3k net worth now.
I'm surprised that Aachen has given this much space for the greed from OG to just pay off. They didn't apply pressure on Thompson, they didn't apply pressure on Ana, and they are facing off against 2, you know, farm-heavy cores that aren't finding that early game farm.
Well, Ana's just been pushing this bot lane over and over again. Like, he keeps getting away with this. Top lane though, Static Storm glimpsed back into the Kinetic Field and DM. No real way out of this one though. It looks like he'll be okay for the moment. They will zoom up Funnick and, well, Shadow Amulet keeping him alive, but Ana is here now. He will spin to win. DM will end up losing his life. Both Seb does pick up a double on the Doom.
And again, nice set of pickups for OG. It's probably the first time we've seen Ana really leave that bot lane in a while. And, you know, that does free up that lane for Eknark, I guess, to play some catch-up, but not the hero you really want on that recovery farm. Of course, we are still looking towards Vichun. You know, this guy needs to get big fast, working onto that Yasha first, but that's probably not going to be enough. he needs a lot more to start fighting in these team fights.
Probably just trying to find a way to just accelerate that farm even more, but doesn't seem to be able to keep up with Anna or Topson quite yet. In fact, Topson's just in a world of his own right now. 7k net worth on the troll, no concerns whatsoever for this man. He's just set to farm the whole game. And why the hell not if you're allowed to? He's going to have the Mantra up probably before V-Tune will on the TB. But Anna will get lassoed up down the bot lane. Funnick is there with Ignite as well, though the speed is there. No TP coming out. The Winter's Curse will be there to make sure he doesn't go away. And Jerax walks in with the Vendetta Strike. Though Anna's still surviving throughout all this. And again, he's going to run into the tree line. Can he get himself out? Nice double impact from Jerax. Anna, he'll go through the tree line again and again. Just chopping down trees, but the creeps will actually block his way. Phase boots will allow him to go through it, of course, and again, just spinning his way out of this one. Funnick still does not have any points in the degen aura either. And Anna, with those drums, just going to be able to outrun them, it seems. Becky,
Even man,
she just starts digging.
That is really unfortunate. It almost felt like that Winter's Curse was a bit too early. Like, they couldn't really get the setup there in time, and they just don't find that kill in Ana, which again, they really need to maintain. Like, Ana is just getting way too much from these lanes, and the greed from OG is just paying off a bit too much.
And that is some next level psychological warfare, though. Like, you outrun like 3 heroes that should have guaranteed got a kill on you, and then you start digging and find squirrels. I mean, I've never seen that one before, but there you go. Hold on to Anna. He has that Shadow Blade up now on the Conker. Gonna scout out Anna on the Jug. They are gonna know the X is there, though. He just wanted that Boundary Rune, and Anna will take the other one off him. Torrent, though, will end up connecting, but might be timed perfectly so they can snag the bounty off Anna. Now the X is there. Seb going to commit the Doom straight off the bat. Flame Break, though, will be there. They are going to continue this chase. A nice stun. Winter's Curse is there as well. Seb is copying a bit of damage, but he's still alright. And now the lasso, though, coming out. Static Storm being thrown out by No-Tail. They just want to take down this Kunka. They will eventually find him as well, though. V-Tune going to join in with his team this time around to go for the fight. That Thompson as well has joined in. Takes down Funnick on the Omni. Well, you've only got 2 heroes left. LeBron, he will get stunned by the Spike Carapace, but he is already pretty far out. With that, a 3 for nothing for the side of OG. It'll increase their net worth lead as well to the 3k mark now.
Yeah, and again, it's a rough start for Aachen. OG's really greedy 2 cores. They're finding everything they want. Thompson, basically uncontested this entire time. And they're bleeding out map space, slowly but surely. Not a great sign for Aachen. Again, they have a lot of ways to make this work out for themselves. They just need the levels and time. I'm not sure if OG will give them that space, though.
I mean, a loss in this game may mean the tiebreaker for Aachen, so they definitely want to try and get away with a win here. And again, they are trying to let V-Tune farm as much as he can, but now Jerax jumps in. Starts off with the Impel, then Anna's there as well, but Funnick, a nice purification, will force out the healing ward of Anna. Still, though, OG managed to find the T1 mid tower. Looks like there is a glimpse, and that will be onto V-Tune and Seb. He jumps straight in, though. He's actually going for Funnick instead. They'll stun him up. There's the mirror images coming up, but it won't even matter. Funnick does end up losing his life. And with that, they have so many options, but it looks like it will be the Tier 2 for Anna down at the bot lane. The rest of OG may just go for the Tier 2 mid instead.
Yeah, and why not? Again, they are just really strong right now with Aachen not really posing a proper response. They don't have a way... Well, I say that, but they get the last one.
Hotel, the Spike Carapace is there from Jerax, and well, Winter's Curse will delay things just a bit. LeBron, he might be able to walk his way out. He's still going after No-Tail. Looks like Ignite will end up surviving LeBron. He will lose his life for the sake of that Disruptor. Tier 2 tower still going to end up going down here, surely. Though they will throw out the Torrent. Thompson threatening the Conker. That healing ward just going to allow everyone to heal up again and just keep going for the Tier 2. We'll finally get it with the chilling touch from Ignite.
And again,
OG. Yeah.
Just, you know, Aachen just not having the best ways of reinitiating so far. They have that amazing sustain from this draft, but it's just not coming into play. They seem to be walking into OG one by one at very least, and when that happens, they just can't get everything together. They need a bit more. You know, Funnick on this Omni Knight has had a rough time. Net worth is below even Seb, and it's not a good start for the Omni. He does have that Midas to play catch-up. It is going to be a while until it starts paying off, and again, the issue here is time. Aachen can still get some work done, but do they have the time to play catch-up? OG, with their constant aggression, is just, again, slowly shutting down this map. It's only a matter of time until there's just no space for these heroes on Aachen to recover from anymore.
With this Shadow Blade hasn't really paid off for him quite yet. Bunker. Funny. Went for that Midas build, and looks like he's going up to the Aether Lens next, but even with the Midas, his farm is struggling so much. He's still just above his own Batrider in terms of farm. Certainly not the best position to be in as a Pos 3 Omni Knight.
It really has been a slow start for Aachen, and it's down to their choices in that laning phase. Again, they don't slow down that Jug, they don't slow down that Troll. They choose instead to try to maintain both lanes, or at least, you know, try to find something. They've been way too responsive, I feel, instead of just committing to a lane and shutting it down, which is biting them now. 9-14, nearly 20 minutes in, a 4K lead for OG, which is really good considering this is, again, a pretty farm-heavy lineup that has been executing their fights quite well.
See as well, Vichu, he went for the Sun Yasha build rather than going for that Manta style, and looks like that is just due to the fact that he needs to be able to fight a lot earlier with his team. Perhaps just not feeling confident to have the Manta in time. Thompson is actually going for a Radiance build on the on the Troll. Funny. Gonna find Thompson mid lane, but no real kill potential there from Thompson. Notel not opting to go for any kind of glimpse of the Omni. Meanwhile, Anna just continuing to push in that bot lane by himself, and he's done this over and over again. And eventually he is going to find it. It looks like this might be the time he does.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Seemingly no way to stop this man from doing this. And they tried. I mean, they rotated Funnick and LeBron to try and get the lasso off. In fact, speaking of LeBron, he gets caught out. The glimpse was there from Notel, and it's just such an easy kill. Notel. It's a massive step coming up from him. Thompson, he has a Radiance up now as well. And well, Nice Winter's Curse might actually take out the next assassin. In fact, it will. I thought the Torrent may have helped for a second, but it won't be the case. So Jerax will be down now. That might be enough for OG to just stop pushing that tier 3 tower.
Yeah, and I guess you can call that successful defense, but the tier 2 down mid is being pressured by Ana. Doesn't look like he has the creeps to keep that up though. They do pull back in the end.
X was there on Notel, but he was drawn back quite quickly. Hobson was still 4K ahead of the secondary person on the net worth board. Manta Radiance is going straight into a heart next. Smoke come out. I mean, they smoke and go straight to the Roshan pin, it seems. No wards here by the Radiant to actually find it, but they do scan them out at the very least. LeBron as well having some good timing. He does have the Blink Dagger on that Batrider now as well, but it looks like they aren't actually going to make it in time to try and contest this Rosh.
This is going to be a massive issue for Aachen, just not being able to clear out any of these cores twice over. They just don't have the damage yet. They have great sustain, but again, they're going to have to rely on that Winter's Curse to burst one guy down fast enough.
Well, DM, he does go ahead and pick up a BKB now, so he has a 10-second chance, but I don't really feel like that's going to be his problem. He's got so much physical damage already, just in the form of Ana and Thompson, that BKB just may not be as effective as you would hope. Like Thompson, though, will go ahead and retreat down to the bot lane, where he'll push out the creep wave again. Ana, they get caught out. Lasso will be there. He did throw out the spin just in time, though. Jerax will move his way in, and he just spins out of there. the chilling touch, both being thrown out. X as well, he can't manage to dodge it off. Standing Storm though was there, and Omni Slash as well, but Guardian Angel will be there in time from the Oni, and Anna should not be able to walk out of this, although he will. Winter's Curse being thrown. Can they find the damage? Anna, so low, he will go down. Beecham picks that one up. Seb getting caught out as well in the Roshan pit. Nothing to deny himself onto, and he'll lose his own life. The person that's holding the Aegis is currently down at the bot lane, just pushing out the wave again.
Yeah, and that's a great set of pickups for Aachen. This is what we've been waiting for the entire time, right? That amazing sustain for those teamfights, and it does pay off here.
Nah, almost gets caught out, but now Jerax, they'll turn over. Jerax Spike Carapace will only help so long. Splinter Blast should be able to connect, but no, it doesn't. Nevertheless, Thompson, he comes back in, he clears out Eknar. LeBron still making the chase onto No-Tail. Looks like he will just be left to his own devices, while Thompson is going to chase Funnick, and well, with those snares, does find an easy kill. No-Tail, he will eventually end up falling to LeBron on the Batrider. With that, it was a decent trade for the side of Aachen. They end up losing a bit at the end. Oh, there's that status trap on Anna, but
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
they are going to just go back to that mid tower.
Still have the
Has the
Aegis.
Aegis.
Yeah, it's not going to be too hard of a push, and it looks like Aachen already blew everything they had, so defense is going to be a bit of a rougher time.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Such a quick tower to take as well, though. Winter's Curse. Anna, that's a lot of damage coming out of Thompson, and it is going to be enough in the end. Eknar, he finds the kill. Thompson going to lose the Aegis as well. Now the lasso, they'll throw it out onto that Doom. Can they burst down Seb in time? They want Thompson instead, though he is going to be rather hard target to go for. Jerax, meanwhile, getting taken down by the Punker, and now the Static Storm from No-Tail. It's not going to help the cause too much. No battle trance available either on Thompson, but he's just going to turn around and try to man fight this. He wants Vichu, but the Sunder comes out in time. He got No-Tail with that Sunder, and now that's 3 down for the side of OG. But more importantly, they lose 2 of those big cores, and they lose No-Tail as well. 4 heroes down. The only man to survive is Seb on the Doom. And Aachen City, they've just woken up, John. They're going to go after the T1 mid tower, and they are looking good.
Definitely so. Like we were talking about this earlier on. Aachen just needed time, and they did manage to find that time. You have Vichun, who is hitting like a truck. You have Funnick now with that level, and Guardian Angel does turn the team fights, and with all the sustain that's being pumped out, it's just very hard to get the control down. And we are seeing some really good Winter's Curses coming out from Eknar, so that's going to be key here. He has the blink up, he needs to get in, get a key target, one of the two, either the Jug or the Troll, with both of them in that aura. Target one of them for that Winter's Curse, you take out one, easy cleanup afterwards, and you're very happy with the team fight if you're Aachen.
Mid lane, EM just X himself up. They're at that mid creep wave. Suddenly OG. I mean, they still have the net worth lead, but it almost feels like they're on the back foot here. Vichun having a bit of space to try and catch up on the Terrorblade. He's going to be going straight into that Butterfly next. Try and nullify all this right-click damage coming out of Anna. And of course Thompson on the Troll. And although we'll go ahead and pick up a Maelstrom for himself on the Jug now. Kind of Aachen City though, on the other side of the map, and OG trying to find an opportunity here. Anna will reveal himself in the mid lane. But it looks like Aachen aren't interested in trying to contest. Just allow OG to back off into their own jungle.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, and again,
shrine
both teams
under
are
attack.
pretty happy with just kind of slowing this game down. We are just about to see Vichun pick up that Butterfly one component away.
Radiant's bottom
Gonna be a bit of
shrine
time
has
in that,
fallen.
but if he can pick that up, that immediately increases a lot of this damage.
Why
The
does
key-
Thompson have an Octarine core now?
Radiance regeneration? Top of the battle trance, I guess. That's not the best way of utilizing it, but you know, in that sense it kind of works, I guess.
Oh, if OG wins, our pubs are ruined, John. Hobson, what have you done? So going after the range rats. X Torrent is there. He'll matter it off. Very nice dodge from him. G just going back once again. They did get that tier 3, of course. No shrines left for them though. Like I say, that there is one up top.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Tier 2 going to be pushed in, and so there will be a bit of a defense coming up from Ana now on that jug. Roshan not going to be up yet. We're going to find out in about a minute and a half when it is going to be up.
All this time does give Vichun, time to farm up that butterfly, and just about 200 gold away should help the cause out. He will have level 18 as well, but that's going to be a much lower cooldown on that Sunder. Of course, the key timings will be this level 20 and 25 town. Like, that's when the Terrorblade starts to get a bit insane. The reflection is going to be huge because, again, these are two scaling cores that just really love the items, and when you reflect them back, it kind of hurts them more. So, just gonna have to wait for that from Aachen now.
They're gonna go in though. Smoke on smoke and they'll break the OG smoke. The Static Storm is gonna be massive. No-Tell. The BKBs will be there anyway from Vichun and DM, and No-Tell is just dead. Now they're gonna chase for more. Can they set up with the Winter's Curse or even LeBron looking for the lasso, but there will be use there from Jerax in time. OG again, just not feeling confident enough to jump in after the Disruptor dies. DM for more. Torrent not connected. Looks like they are going to find out these bounty runes. OG are going to be forced to back off.
Oh, bounty!
Aachen City going to be able to claim both of those, though. Ana wanted that double damage rune, but it is picked up by DM instead. Ana, what's his plan here? Gonna spin his way in. Suppose Aachen City without that metamorphosis that just don't feel confident to re-engage.
Yeah, it's definitely down to that meta. It's gonna be a bit of time, and again, that's one of the weaknesses of this Terrorblade. You have to play around that timing. When it's not up, you can't really take these fights.
The Roshan gonna be up in about 2.5 minutes, so it's one of the later respawns. OG will have to wait and see whether they're willing to wait or not. Meanwhile, the top 2 bounty runes are still available. Ana will go ahead and pick one up for himself. OG perhaps going to go and finish off that last outer tower for themselves before they can really try and go for that top tier 3. So again, you look at Aachen, they're ready to fight. Now they don't have the meta for another 50 seconds, but they may not need it because LeBron jumps in, but the use is there immediately from Jerax. And now Seb, he'll jump in with a very nice stun, and there's the Doom onto the Conquer as well. Meanwhile, Glimpse is onto the Winter Wipe, and with the Static Storm, they just get rid of that curse. They're going straight after the LeBron next on that Batrider. The Spike Carapace just stunning him in place. Though Flame Break and Force Staff will help the cause of him surviving. Though hold on a minute, Ana just jumping in. The boat is nice though. It will save the day for the moment, and now the lasso comes out onto Ana. He still has the Omni and will commit it immediately. LeBron somehow still surviving. They just want to run it inside the fountain, but it won't be the case. Ana, he'll survive. Funnick, he'll go down. Thompson still fighting in the middle of all this. Nice Thunder is there from Vichu, and he will manage to survive all this in the end. The buybacks are out from Aachen City. There's still a tier 2 on the map. They're standing around the tier 3. They'll go after Vichun here. He doesn't have Sunder available right now. And now Seb, he'll pop the BKB. He's going straight after that Kunkka. Does get the stun off, but the Force Staff will save his life for the moment. Can they find anyone else? There is an X out on Thompson. He will get X back into the boat. Now, Metamorphosis is finally up. The Glimpse is there on the Terrorblade, but they have got Thompson. In fact, no, they found Jerax now with the curse. He's definitely going to go down, though. The X actually saves Jerax's life for the moment. Thompson going to just go back in with Ana. Straight onto Vichun, but the Sunder comes out. He'll survive. Vichun, he'll go back in. But can he get the job done? He's down to half HP now. Thompson somehow still alive throughout all this. Funnick trying to go after Seb. Thompson going to survive for the moment. Now the healing ward from Ana keeping him up. Funnick is falling very, very low with the Infernal Blade, and Seb will find him. Vichun thinking about going back in, but it is very, very dangerous to even consider that. The Glimpse is there from No-Tell, but no. the X will save the day. In fact, it was the BKB from VTune that will make sure he does not get clipped back. And with that OG, they've had enough. They do get Funnick, they force out a lot of buybacks. They lose Jerax in the end, and that's going to be enough.
Yeah, and this is going to be an issue again for Aachen. They have a window where they're weak. Without that Metamorphosis, they really can't afford to misstep, and I was actually surprised they went up for that tier 2 defense without the meta. They didn't have it for another 30 seconds, they couldn't really frontline for a bit. They get chased behind their tier 2, and now Roshan being taken by OG.
Yeah, but looks like perhaps Aachen City might be aware of it. In fact, maybe they're not. They will put an observer ward. Now, they should see that kinetic field being placed. So, whether they'll react or not is a different story. Dobson, again, going to have an Aegis for himself now. Does also have a Lotus Orb on the Troll. Very unique build coming out from Dobson. Jerax will go ahead and buy a Lotus Orb himself. Dobson going to run in. Gets X'd up. The Torrent will be there as well, but he just magic dodges it off once again. Heaven's Halberd will be there, however. Now the X as well, but he will manage to get the mid-racks with really no problem at all. Curse in the backlines though, they end up getting no tell, so no disruption available. Now the lasso straight onto Thompson. He does have the Aegis, however, and he's still going to be fine. The Doom is there on the Cooker as well. He pops the Battle Trance, so Guardian Angel will come in handy from Funnick. Anna though, moving in, they have found LeBron. The Cold Embrace will not keep him alive in the end. He does go down. Ignat, he's on the wrong side of his base, and it looks like he's probably just a sitting duck right now. They are going to chase him down in the end. Will lose his life, though VTune wants to keep going. I'm not sure about this. Heavenly Grace will be there. Reflection as well being committed. VTune does have the Sunder as well. They'll keep him healed up for the moment, though Thompson will just let him go for the rats. BKB committed for VTune to avoid that glimpse. Intel will not end up connecting. Now DM throws out the boat again. Seth, he gets sundered up and he gets the stun. Meanwhile, Anna, Omni slashing through everybody. VTune is falling really, really low. Thompson is there as well. They're going to dive the counters for this. They will find him, and now Thompson, he's going to go straight through for Ignat. He does not plan to back off, though. It may cost him the Aegis. And maybe it won't. Thompson will walk out safely. A full team wipe occurring there. DM, he'll buy back throughout all this, but is it even going to matter? The Torrent will not be enough damage. He still has 100 HP left on the Troll. Jerax just going to keep DM in the fountain.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire are scanning.
Hobson, though, doesn't have a creep wave.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
No, still won't. Backdoor protection. He's going to kick in. Thompson doesn't plan to back off. He still has so much time. Heroes with no buyback available. Now going to disarm with the Heaven's Halberd. But eventually he will have the creep wave coming through that mid lane. And that'll allow him to go for that secondary Rax down the bot lane. Only one Rax left standing, and that is up top.
Yeah, and again, you're stuck in a really rough spot here as Aachen. This is probably going to be the last and pivotal defense. If it doesn't work out, then you're probably at least going to see Megas, but more than likely see your tier 4s taken out.
Thompson is actually playing some strange troll build here. Got the Shiva's Guard up. I mean, it is helping. He keeps healing himself up with the Octarine Core.
I mean, if it works, right? Just a massive amount of regen just by being there, just by existing. And all that armor actually mitigates a lot of damage from this Terrorblade.
Heaven's Halberd was there on the Troll, but he just dispels it off with the Lotus Orb, but now we'll get started on that tier 3 again. Anna needs 15 seconds to be Omni though. There will be a lasso out, and it is straight on to Jerax though. Seb jumps in with the stun. Down they go. Anna joining in with his team, but no, though nice curse, and Thompson gonna start hitting up on his own junk. Jerax still surviving though, eventually will end up falling, and now they really want VTune, but the Doom has been expended on Funnick instead. Meanwhile, VTune still being caught out in the Static Storm, and he's gone. Now Omni Slash being committed on DM. He will get away, although not really. He does find Thompson in the mid lane, and it looks like this is going to be GG well played. They won't call it quite yet. They are going to try and defend just a little longer. Ekmar, though, will get caught out. He has the cold embrace, but what does it matter? Just a sitting duck. He's gone. The only man left standing is Funny. He's going to go invis just behind the Ancient. Does remind me of one of my pub games. Gets caught out. They want the kill. They want the full team wipe, and they are going to find it as well. They don't even have detection. They're just throwing everything out that they can. And that'll be the end of that. OG, they do pull it off. Aachen, they will not get the easy, or I shouldn't say easy victory, but they won't get the victory which will allow them to have any tiebreakers.